Hello students, how are you? Now today I am going to discuss a new topic from the chapter 2 and the topic is electric potential due to dipole. In the chapter 1 we have discussed what is the dipole moment, as well as we have to find the electric field due to dipole on the 2 points. One is the on axis of dipole and second is equatorial point on the dipole. The same here. Now we have to find the electric potential due to dipole. First of all, start this topic. I again remind you what is the dipole and what is the dipole moment. What is the dipole? When two opposite charges are separated with a small distance, now they formed a dipole. When two equal and opposite point charges are separated by a small distance, now they formed a dipole. This is called as a dipole. So dipole is what? When two equal and opposite point charges separated at a small distance, they form a dipole. And the second thing, dipole moment. What is the dipole moment? It is the product of magnitude of charge and the distance between two charges. It is the product of magnitude of charge and distance between two charges. We represent the dipole moment with the P and its formula is Q into 2L. The product of magnitude of charge multiplied by distance between two charges. As well as the dipole moment is a vector quantity and its direction is from negative charge to positive charge. Okay. Now I am going to this topic, the electric potential due to dipole. Again I am taking the two different cases where we find the electric potential due to this dipole, and the case 1 is electric potential due to dipole on its axis. It means we have to find the electric potential due to dipole where a point mentioned on its axis. Now, if we make a diagram according to this concept, I am saying this is our dipole having a charge minus q and plus q. Let this point as A and this point as B. Now, the separation between this dipole is assumed as 2L, and if this is a center of dipole, so this distance will L and this is also L. Okay. Now, we take one point on the axis of dipole, let the point P on the axis of dipole, and the distance between the center of dipole and P is assumed as R. Okay. Now again I repeat, I am taking a dipole, right, having a distance 2L and its center is O. If its center is O, the distance is L and L. Okay. Now I am taking a point on the axis of dipole where we want to find the total electric potential, and we assume a distance between O and P as R. Now, if I am saying electric potential at point P due to minus Q. Electric potential, we want to find the potential here with respect to the charge Q. I am writing this potential as V1. So what about the potential due to point charge? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught charge value minus Q upon the distance is AP whole square. Sorry, the distance is AP, not whole square. The distance is AP. Okay. Now what about the value of AP? AP this much value is 2, right? This much value is L and this much value is R. So total value is R plus L. So AP is what? AP is R plus L. So put the value of AP here. Now we can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q upon R plus L. This is equation number 1. The electric potential at the point P due to minus charge. Now again repeat this concept for the positive charge. Electric potential at point P due to plus Q. Now what about the value? V2 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught plus Q upon Bp. Okay? Now what about the Bp? Right? What about the Bp? B and P. This is R minus L. So I am going to write here. Now V2 will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R minus L, where Bp is what? That is R minus L. Right? Now I am showing this equation as equation number 2. So we got two potential at the point P, that is V1 due to negative charge and V2 due to positive charge. Now as we know that in the case of system of charges, here the total potential is the summation of all individual potential. So total potential at point P net potential at point P. If I am saying the net potential is V, then it is a sum of individual potential V1 plus V2. In the case, put the values 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q upon R plus L plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R minus L. Okay? Now here Q upon 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is common. So we take Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught common. Now we can write 1 upon R minus L minus 1 upon R plus L. Okay? Now, if we solve it, what is the final result? I am going to write here. When we take the LCM, we can write R square minus L square. Why? Because A plus B, A minus B is A square minus B square. And in uppercase, R plus L minus R minus L. Okay? Multiplied with Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, that is equal to V. Okay? Now, solve it. Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught. R and R is cancelled out. The upper term is 2L upon R square minus L square. Now, Q and 2L is what? Q and 2L combined, called as dipole moment. So we write this equation as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q into 2L upon R square minus L square. Or finally we can write 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square minus L square. This is the general expression of the total net potential at the point P due to the dipole. If I take an assumption, what if the value of distance R is very much greater than L, then we can write R square minus L square approximate equal to R square. Now we can write as V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. This is the final result, the total electric potential at the point P due to dipole. It is total or net electric potential at P due to dipole. Now this is a case 1, and formula finally we get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. What is P? P is the dipole moment, and what is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught? 9 into 10 raised power 9. Okay. Now I am going to for the second case. Now for the case 2, electric potential due to dipole on its equatorial point. Again, I am going to take a dipole minus q plus q having a total distance 2l. If this is a center of dipole, so this distance is l and l. Now for the equatorial point, we take a point normal to the dipole from its center. Equatorial point, we take a point normal to the dipole from its center. Okay. Now if assume this distance be r, here what about that distance? This is under root r square plus l square. And what about this distance? Same as under root. What about this distance? Under root r square plus l square. Okay. Now again we have to find the electric potential at point P due to negative charge. So electric potential at P due to minus q. What we write? V1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus q upon the distance is under root r square plus l square. Okay. Similarly, we have to find electric potential at P due to positive charge plus q. What formula we can write here? I am going to write here 1 upon, if I am saying this is V2, so this is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught plus q upon under root r square plus l square. This distance is again same, right? And now net potential at P. What is the net? Total summation of individual potentials. V1 plus V2. Put the values. What about V1? Minus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon under root r square plus l square plus 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon under root r square plus l square. Both terms cancel out and our answer is 0. So here the net potential at the equatorial point is 0, whereas we have the value of electric field at the equatorial point. But always remember, the electric potential at equatorial point is always 0. Okay. So here the electric field value is what? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P by R cube. But potential will be 0. Okay. So always remember, potential at equatorial point is always 0. But at the equatorial point there is a electric field and its formula is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P by R cube. Okay. Now this is a derivation for electric potential due to dipole. Now I am going to take the case 3. This is a general method, general formula. We have to find electric potential due to dipole at any point. If I am saying it is our dipole having the distance 2l, if this is the center of dipole, the distance is l and l. Now I am saying the point P is here, and this point P make an angle theta with the axis of dipole. This point P make an angle theta with the axis of dipole at the distance of r. Now I am not going to derive this condition. I am only giving you the formula to find the electric potential at any point due to dipole. The potential formula is PV is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta upon R square. V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta upon R square. If we want to verify this equation, we take two cases. If theta is 0, now it is what? The point is on the axis of dipole. What about cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. And what about our formula? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square, as we solved earlier. Okay. Now, if we take, if theta is 90 degree, 90 degree means the point is perpendicular or normal. In that condition, cos 90 will be 0 and V become 0. So here we verify two conditions: the electric potential due to dipole on their axis, electric potential due to dipole on their equatorial point, by the putting the values of theta 0 in this equation as well as theta 90 in this equation. So this equation is verified. So if in the question, if your angle is given, then put the value of angle here and find the potential value at any point. Okay, done. Now the next topic is we have to find the electric potential due to a uniformly charged spherical shell. It means we have, suppose we have a spherical shell uniformly charged and the radius of that spherical shell is capital R. Okay, we suppose that we have a spherical shell of radius R and it is uniformly charged. Now in that condition we take up three cases. The first is potential outside the shell, potential at surface of shell, as well as third case potential inside the shell. We have any point inside the shell. So here again we have to find the potential by the three cases. Potential, the point at outside the shell, point at the surface of shell and point inside the shell. So I am going to take the first case, that we have to find electric potential. Case 1, electric potential due to shell point outside, or we can write electric potential at outside. Right? Now if you consider as, here we have a point P which is a distance R from the center of this spherical shell. Now in that condition the distance where we find the electric potential, that is a point P, and that distance is smaller. So we write the potential formula V is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. In that condition we consider the total charge is concentrated at the center. We consider this shell as a small point charge. So at the point P we have to write the formula 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Now for the case 2, point at surface of shell. Now we have to consider the point at the surface of shell. Here we have a shell, right? And we consider the point P at the shell. Now what about that distance? This is capital R and spherical shell is uniformly charged. So here we write the formula as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by capital R, because the distance between the center O and P will be capital R. Now for the case 3, point inside the shell. point inside the cell. If I am going to take point inside the cell, here the point is inside. If I am saying the point is here inside the cell. Now this charge is uniformly distributed. So if the charge is concentrated at the center, we find the electric field inside the cell is 0, but potential cannot be 0. The potential value is taken as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by capital R. So if the point is inside the shell, the potential formula is same as the point inside the surface of the shell. So the condition of first and second will be same. The point inside the cell and point at the surface of shell. We can take the distance r as a radius of that shell. But if the point is outside the cell, we have take the distance outside the cell, means between the point P and the center O of the spherical shell. So here we write the formula 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Clear? Now if we want to make the graph of variation of distance and potential. Look here, if I am saying this is a spherical shell of radius r, here the point P. Okay, here the point P. So if we want to make a graph between the variation of distance and potential, so from 0, this is a point 0, and to r, 0 to r, the potential is same, because in the case 2 and 3 the formula is same. So from here to here the potential value is same, right? The potential value is same from where 0 to r. So if I am saying this is a point here, so here the potential is same. But after this cell, if the point is outside the potential, now the variation is like this. This is the variation V proportional to 1 by R, and here why the value is same, because in this case the potential formula is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by capital R. So this is a variation between potential and small r for all three cases. In the case 2 and 3 the potential is constant, right? But in the case of first, the potential varies like this, because V proportional to 1 by R. Okay students, hope you understand today's topic. Don't forget to give likes and subscribe my video to my YouTube channel Physics Clinic. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.